mentioned concussions and
Yeah.
how frightening they are and how big an issue they are. You took hits in your career before we knew
What they
how
were.
serious they were.
Right.
Do you feel the impacts at all? Do you worry about your future? You know, when you see guys like Junior Seau and
Well, you know
guys
what?
like that?
I've played with guys who, while I was young and up and coming, you know, they kind of diagnosed it as a headache, you know, or then the stinger aspect came into it. Then they started looking more into it, and the concussion diagnosis came out. Did I ever have one that I knew of? No, but that doesn't mean I didn't. And at this particular point, I haven't had any symptoms of such. But you know, you never know. 5, 10 years, you know, down the road, will I be, you know, be in that class? But you know, as a football player, you have to be able to take note and know that, you know, the guys who have paved the way before me. You talk about the Mike Dickers and the Jim McMahons and those guys who are falling suit into that aspect of it. That it could be you.
You're about 1 year out from Hall of Fame voting. Any thoughts on where you
I'm voting
stand?
for myself. Yes, if that's what you're asking, if you have a vote, please vote. No, I'm just kidding. You know what the funny thing about it is, you know, the Hall of Fame will never make my career. And I think a lot of times as players, they get caught up in the yellow jacket. And if they don't get invited, don't get the call, they, you know, kind of get upset. Well, I'm human. I'll get upset probably as well if somebody gets in who I know probably shouldn't have got it before me. But it really is not kind of an end result to my career in the NFL. I had a lot of great years. We won a lot at Philadelphia. My last 2 stops were a lot of fun, although they weren't the same as my tenure in Philadelphia. But I look back on my career and I can honestly say that it was one of the best. And I can sit here today and be able to walk on my own, think on my own. I can play with my kids, and that's the most important thing about it. I was able to walk away from the game without any serious injuries. Would I like to get in the Hall of Fame? I would love to get in the College Hall of Fame first. You know, from what we did here at Syracuse and the wins, the numbers we put up, and we already got Don McPherson in. You know, it'd be good to have another Don in.